Why Stoicism might interest you. If in the upcoming days you are looking for inspiration to gain a new perspective on life, a transformation within yourself as you explore the values of philosophy and a righteous way of living to understand yourself and life better, I would recommend that you delve into Stoic philosophy. The lifestyle that Stoicism advocates is applicable not only to a slave, nobles, or an emperor from thousands of years ago but also to modern-day entrepreneurs and motivational figures. The value of Stoic philosophy does not require you to read hundreds of books to grasp it. Stoicism does not encourage you to reject religion or other philosophical ideas through rebellion to prove absolute freedom, like Osho did. And Stoicism does not require you to undergo a baptism, take a saint's name, or receive a Dharma name or title. Much like meditation, Stoicism doesn't necessitate specific checkpoints. The Stoic lifestyle invites you to sit down and calmly observe any state, circumstance, or event that is unfolding right at this moment, with serenity and acceptance as something that is sure to pass in this life. For a Stoic, when you can't escape hardship and negativity, why not confront them with both your mind and actions to maintain your inner peace? Hit subscribe now so you don't miss any videos on philosophy, life inspiration, and stories that can transform your life. The thoughts of Epictetus on Stoicism. Now, let's return to one of the most important figures in Stoic philosophy, Epictetus. Epictetus is remembered not only for being an intelligent and wise slave, but also as a lame Stoic philosopher who had an enormous influence on Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, and a key figure in Stoicism. Epictetus was born around 55 AD in Hierapolis, Phrygia, in the Eastern Roman Empire. From a young age, he displayed exceptional intellectual talent despite being a slave. His master, Epictetus, was so impressed that he sent Epictetus to Rome to study under Gaius Musonius Rufus, a highly influential Stoic figure at that time in Rome. It didn't take long for Epictetus to become the most famous disciple of Rufus, and eventually, he was freed from slavery. When Rufus was forced to commit suicide for opposing the Roman emperor, Epictetus succeeded his teacher in teaching at Rome until 94 AD, when Emperor Domitian ordered his expulsion. Epictetus faced this calmly, left Rome, and opened a Stoic school in Nicopolis, focusing on living with dignity and tranquility. During this time, Epictetus delivered many lectures, which were recorded by his student, and later the famous historian Arrian. The collection of these lectures formed the book The Art of Living. Among Epictetus' students was Marcus Aurelius Antoninus, the future Roman emperor and author of Meditations, a symbol of Stoic philosophy. I've read both The Art of Living by Epictetus and Meditations, and I found that Aurelius was greatly influenced by Epictetus. However, Aurelius' way of expressing himself is not as light and straightforward as his teachers, as it carries within it an acceptance of suffering in serenity. Epictetus believed that the fundamental task of philosophy is to help ordinary people effectively confront the challenges of everyday life and deal with the inevitable losses, disappointments, and sorrows of daily existence. For Epictetus, a happy life and a virtuous life are synonymous. Personal happiness and fulfillment are natural outcomes of doing good. Epictetus also considered moral progress more important than the pursuit of moral perfection. Epictetus stated that the goal of leading a virtuous life is not to win divine favor or the admiration of others, but to attain inner peace, and in doing so, achieve personal freedom. Additionally, the attainment of the moral virtues advocated by Stoicism is an opportunity available to anyone, at any time. A slave, a philosopher, or an emperor can achieve it if they desire. The core tenets of Stoic living, as advocated by Epictetus, consist of three main points. Master your desires. Fulfill your duties. Learn to think clearly about yourself and your relationships with the world. All three are essential and worth contemplating in our lives to better understand ourselves and achieve serenity in the face of life's impermanence. Some quotes from The Art of Living by Epictetus. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle: some things are within our control, and some things are not. Only after you have faced and accepted this fundamental principle and learned to distinguish between what you can and cannot control, can you achieve inner peace and effective action. In modern life, there are many things beyond our reach: the weather, the attitudes of others, unforeseen events like job loss, accidents, or pandemics. However, what we can control is how we respond to these situations. By focusing on what we can change, we reduce anxiety and feelings of helplessness. Remember, the things within our control are, by nature, subject to us, unobstructed and unimpeded. Conversely, the things outside our control are precarious, dependent, or governed by the whims and actions of others. And also remember, if you think you can fully control what is naturally outside your control, or if you try to make someone else's work your own, you will fail and become bitter, anxious, and prone to blaming others. Focus all your attention on what is truly your concern, and be clear and transparent that what belongs to others is their work, not yours. In doing so, you will be unimpeded, and no one will be able to hinder you. You will be truly free and act effectively, because your efforts will be used wisely and not foolishly wasted on criticizing or opposing others. If you want to live by the principles of a Stoic, remember that it will not be easy. You will have to entirely give up certain things and delay others for now. It is very likely that you will have to abandon wealth and power if you want to secure happiness and freedom. Our desires and aversions are impulsive rulers. They demand that we submit to their commands. Desire drives us to chase and obtain what we want. Aversion, on the other hand, demands that we avoid what we dislike. Typically, when we do not get what we want, we are disappointed. When we encounter what we do not want, we are distressed. Desire and aversion, although strong, are merely habits. And we can train ourselves to develop better habits. Give up the habit of avoiding what is beyond your control, and instead focus on resisting what is harmful to you but within your control. Do your best to restrain your desires. Because if you desire something that is not within your control, you will be disappointed, while neglecting the truly desirable things that are within your control. External circumstances do not occur to meet our expectations. Events happen naturally. People behave naturally. Embrace what you truly possess. Open your eyes, see things as they truly are, and thereby spare yourself the pain of mistaken attachment and the ruin that can be avoided. Think about what brings you joy, the essential items you use, the people you cherish. But remember, these things and people have their own nature, completely separate from how we see them. Remember that when you embrace your child, spouse, or partner, you are embracing a mortal being. Thus, if one of them is lost, you should bear it with calmness. When something happens, the only thing within your power is your attitude toward it. You can accept it or reject it. What truly frightens or panics us is not external events, but how we think about them. What disturbs us is not external things, but our interpretations of their meaning. Do not try to create your own rules. In all matters, large or small, public or private, act in accordance with the laws of nature. Harmonizing your will with nature should be your highest ideal. What matters is not what you are doing, but how you are doing it. When we understand this principle correctly and live by it, although difficulties may arise, because they too are part of the divine order, we will still have inner peace.